Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Politics is a very interesting game. Around 7 months ago on this platform, I opined that the Deputy President, Dr. William Arap Ruto, was busy recruiting top lawyers in readiness for the 2022 presidential petition at the Supreme Court. And yesterday, the UDA party unveiled 50 lawyers. I want us to look at why they unveiled those lawyers. Because we all know that in politics, nothing happens out of mere coincidence. Everything in politics is normally well planned, well scripted, and executed to achieve a specific political objectives. Why do you think the 50 lawyers were unveiled? Let us look at some 4 facts. And these are facts which I want you to listen to very closely, because these are the facts and the reasons why these 50 lawyers were unveiled. The first fact is that the chance of William Ruto being declared the president in 2022 is near zero. And William Ruto and his brigades believes very strongly that the DP is going to win the elections, but is not going to be declared, which means going to court. So that's the first fact. The second fact, which is also very clear in this country, is that the allies of the Deputy President, Dr. William Ruto, are being targeted. KRA, DCI, EACC, they are being targeted. And as a matter of fact, they are being targeted because some of them are not clean. Of course, majority of politicians in this country are not very clean. But William Ruto's allies are being targeted. Just the other day, one of the billionaire ladies in this country who is allied to the DP was found hiding in a Western hotel. So which means some of these allies will need legal representation. And that's why this team is being organized. The third fact is that William Ruto was in charge of rigging schemes in 2013 and 2017. And is not taking any chance now. And this is what should worry the ODM brigades. Because William Ruto was part of the schemes. So if you are part of something, then it means you understand the game. And since he was part of it, he knows the weaknesses, the loopholes. He can use legal processes to avert any of those. So because he was in charge of those schemes, he's scheming and will use these lawyers. The fourth fact, which we must also accept, is that in this country, elections has never been free, fair, and transparent. IBC, as currently constituted, cannot conduct a free, fair, and credible elections. Who is going to print the ballot papers? How are the results going to be transmitted? Who is going to announce? So many questions. And because there's no transparency, it means William Ruto will have a team ready to challenge any process. Like if there was to procure ballot papers, William Ruto's team will be ready to challenge the process. Let me take you to just a part of the communications which the DP team issued. The United Democratic Alliance Party, they issued a statement yesterday, and the statement is saying, statement by UDA Lawyers Brigades. Good morning, members of the press. Welcome to the Hustler Center. Today, the party marks a huge milestone as it launches a first of its kind for a political party, UDA Lawyers Brigades. It's proceeding, and I want you to listen. This is a group of about 50 lawyers who subscribe to the bottom-up economic model under the leadership of His Excellency Dr. William Arap Ruto, and have volunteered their services to the party and to the Hustlers movement. These lawyers, these lawyers will therefore help the party in its quest to uphold the rule of law and safeguard the constitution. And I want you to get that because William Ruto, for a very long time, was not known to talk about the rule of law and safeguarding the constitution. He started talking about those when he opposed the Building Bridges Initiative process. And he's saying, let me just jump that, in this regard, the UDA Young Lawyers Brigade will defend the hustlers against draconian laws and roadblocks set out by the state and the county government which hamper trade for small traders. Just hiyo ni kujificha tu. But they are saying they will institute public interest cases against deep state in instances where they have weaponized criminal justice, tax law, employment law, and used against the hustlers on account of being associated with the hustlers movement. Just like I said, that William Ruto's allies are being targeted because most of them are involved in criminal enterprise. So this team will be defending them. So he's saying on the long term, they will review anti-business and anti-enterprise law in our statutes, laws which hamper free trade, manufacturing. You remember the the case of that gentleman who was deported. Anyway, that's them. And the ODM brigades, or Raila Odinga's lawyer, Paul Mwangi, I'm just trying to get the name, I'm just going to get Paul Mwangi, responded to them. I'm doing this before I explain to you guys why this particular team was formed. Paul Mwangi is responding that Raila's legal team welcomes UDA Lawyers Brigades. So it's going to be interesting because we all know that Raila Odinga has a battery in his circle of close to 200 lawyers who are always ready to take up the cases. So Paul Mwangi is saying Raila's legal team welcomes the UDA Lawyers Brigades that has just been launched. And is continuing, we wish to say the following to them. What are they saying to them? Number one, the first thing they're saying to them is that the Raila legal team has existed for more than 15 years. So you are not the first of its kind as claimed by yourself. And by the way, the UDA lawyers were claiming that they are the first of its kind, which is not the case. I know for sure that Raila Odinga has always had a legal team. In saying, number two, that the Raila's legal team has a list of numerous successful public interest cases in its it has undertaken since inception that have been crucial in upholding the rule of law and defending fundamental rights and freedom. I remember one of the most interesting cases was the Security Amendment Bill. That Security Amendment Bill, if it was not there, I am certain today, so many UDA supporters will be suffering. And it says, number three, that all lawyers in Raila's legal team have served pro bono. So they've not been paid. So that's Paul Mwangi responding. And he's saying, lastly, that some of the leading counsels at the UDA Lawyers Brigade have been mentored at the Raila's legal. So basically he's saying people like Nelson Harvey were mentored by Raila Odinga's legal team, which means there's nothing new. And he's concluding, we welcome the UDA Lawyers Brigades and wish them well in their quest to fight for democracy and rule of law. You understand what I was saying? The DP is not known to be someone who fights for the rule of law, the constitution, or any other thing which benefits Kenyans in terms of the constitution. But now this team is coming out that they are going to do that. And that's why Paul Mwangi is wishing them well. But that's from the face value. Let us go into politics. Why do you think this team has been unveiled? And by the way, if you're watching this channel for the first time, I want you to take a second or two, click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue to thank you guys for your continued support, because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. So from the bottom of my heart, please, I want to thank you. And the best thing you can do to this channel is to share the videos if you can. I know some people might not share it for various reasons. You can also comment, drop your comment, but the easiest one is just to click that thumbs up button. If you click that thumbs up button, there's a way YouTube promotes those videos. Now let us get back to the real issue. 7 months ago, I opined that the deputy president was in the process of recruiting top lawyers. By that time, the deputy president was courting Nelson Harvey, who has officially joined his party. By that time, Nelson Harvey was with Raila. He had started leaving Raila, hiding behind ANC. He has finally joined the DP. Then there was Cliff Ombeta, who by that time was courageous enough to join the DP. I mean, Cliff Ombeta, the human rights lawyer. Then there is Oliver Karori Kipchumba, the guy who is going to become the next senator for Uasin Gishu, is one of the team. And then there's the Ahmed Nasir Abdullahi Grand Mola and others. So those are the team the DP actually recruited. So these young lawyers will probably work under this team. But why do you think this team was formed? It was formed because of the following. Number one is the litigation of IBC cases. Between now and August 2022, all political parties will be keenly watching IBC. Everything they will be doing will be under the microscope. William Ruto and his team will be monitoring IBC very closely. The tendering process, whether those tendering processes followed the laid down rules and regulations. They'll be following to understand who are behind the companies which will be tendering. They'll be following IBC to question any other thing, like if they want to change certain things. The William Ruto's team will be able to do that. So basically, the litigations of IBC process will be done by this team. I'm certain they are going to split them. So to deal with specific matters, that's number one. Number two, which is the main reason why this team has been formed, is that this team will be challenging the presidential elections results in court, Supreme Court. I can bet William Ruto is going to go to the court. William Ruto will not go to the streets. He's going to go to the courts. And let me tell you something. Politics is normally very interesting. IBC now has commissioners. Those commissioners will be serving specific roles. So let us just wait and see. But I think this team will be challenging the presidential results after the elections, because nobody is going to declare Ruto the President of the Republic of Kenya. Number three, this team has also been formed to raise any legal issue arising. And they'll be notifying the DP and probably be given the okay to go ahead with it. For example, tomorrow, Parliament, is it today? Parliament will be debating and voting on the Political Parties Amendment Bill. What that bill is proposing is very simple. That if you have a political party, if you have a coalition, like NASA coalition, let me use NASA, like you have NASA coalition, then you can use that NASA coalition to field a presidential candidate. Previously, that was not possible. What was happening was that you sponsor a candidate as ODM or as Wiper, then the other parties will support that candidate. I found that to be very interesting. For example, NASA was a coalition. It would have been good for Raila Odinga to run as NASA candidate. In fact, the main reason why Ruto decided to merge Jubilee in 2017 was because in 2013, they were Jubilee and the URP, but Uhuru was TNA candidate, which means TNA was more preferable. So William Ruto and his team fears that that scheme is going to work in favor of Raila Odinga. Why? Because Raila Odinga and his brigades, Raila Odinga, Uhuru Kenyatta and their brigades are forming small political parties or regional political parties. Then they're going to have the Azimio la Umoja movement up here. Then these guys will join the Azimio la Umoja movement. That's something which is worrying DP. So that if you were to allow Raila Odinga to have ODM, let's say in Central they have TNA, they have Jubilee. In Northeastern they have their party. You go other places, they have their own political parties. But up here, they'll have Azimio la Umoja movement. The DP doesn't want that because for the DP, nothing. You are either with him now or not. So they're going to raise any legal issues. Number 4 is that this team will be offering advice to the DP on legal matters. So I expect the DP to be meeting this team regularly. Why? Because there are a lot of things which will require legal interpretations. There are certain things which the DP will want to do, but he cannot do them, maybe because they are not legal. And lastly, is to defend William Ruto allies. I am certain if there's something which is worrying the DP, is the fact that his allies across the country are being targeted. Why? Because most of them are involved in criminal enterprises. Some of them are actually crooks, for that matter. Not in a bad way, but that's what it is. So they're being targeted. So what is going to happen is that now the DP, maybe he has intelligence because he's the deputy president. He has intelligence that these guys are planning what these guys are planning. So for him now, the best thing is to have this legal team so that if person A has an issue, they'll deal with it. If person C has an issue, they deal with it. So that if you have these issues, you don't have to go to the DP. You just go to the party, then the party will connect you to the legal team. The legal team will go to court. That's exactly how, for example, Raila Odinga's legal team has always operated. I don't know what you think, but that's my take. Thank you guys for taking your time to listen to me. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and that you'll be waiting for the next episode. Thank you guys, and please may you have a good day. Bye-bye.